have to tell you guys about my weekend at the Mario Kart thing. So our team, like, we got second place in Mario Kart. We got silver medal. We're used to gold, but whatever.
Wait, what is the background on this? Who's
it's
your
like
team?
It's like the Olympics for
That's a way to start.
bro startups. So it's like it's structured the same way. There's like distinct games and teams and stuff, but it's all like beer pong or Pop-A-Shot or whatever. And I'm on the Mario Kart team, and we won a gold medal the past 2 years in a row. We crushed competition, but now we're at like a different level. Like we're at like the next level because our company's bigger. So
new league.
The theory was that it would be easier because these companies are bigger and they don't have time to just fuck around and play Mario Kart all day. Like these are companies that actually make stuff.
Wait, so you play Mario Kart at work?
Yeah. Yes. Literally every day.
What?
Not like during work, like during lunch. We take like a half-hour lunch and then this second half-hour lunch.
Practice.
Yeah, we played Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gotta get your reps in.
I take an hour lunch, okay? Is that bad?
No.
And so anyway, whatever. We get second place. The real shit happens. So overall, there's like an overall, like however many medals you have, like there's a point system. So you could say like our company won blank overall. There was a 3-way tie for second place, and our company was 3-way tie for second place. And it's kind of a mad scramble because they apparently didn't plan for this. And so the company organizers are like, okay, we're gonna have Pop-A-Shot tiebreaker.
Which is what?
Basketball. It's like just like the arcade basketball.
Got it.
So still not real basketball.
Still not real basketball. Okay. But then so like this huge herd of everybody in this thing goes over to the Pop-A-Shot section, and then we're all kind of standing around waiting. Then our like team organizer, like the guy who put together the event with us, came up to me and he comes up to me looking mad, like not like insane mad, and his eyes are crazy, and he's like, Kyle, the tiebreaker is Mario Kart, and you're going to play by yourself to determine what place our company gets in this thing.
It's
overall.
like Wizard or like a.
It is
like a
literally
game.
like.
It's like a movie.
Like a child's movie where it's like you're going to play video games for replace company with school, and like it's all down to you.
How many people were watching this?
At least
like
100
plus.
Yeah, 100 plus, somewhere in that range.
And it's 3 dudes, presumably.
Yes, of course.
Men.
It's 3 men.
3 men. We use the term loosely.
So they shuffle everybody, this huge herd of people. We go over to the big screen where everybody's playing Mario Kart.
Oh, my hands are sweating.
And it's like a table with the controllers and these 2 other guys on either side of me and 100 plus people behind me, including our basically entire company, including our CEO and co-founder. And everyone is like coming up to me and like, you got it, man. You got it, man. You're going to do it. You got it, man. We're all counting on you. It's going to be great. And I'm fucking sweating bullet. I mean, I'm just like, I can't believe what's happening. This is insane that I've been put in this situation. And so they're like, okay, here are the rules. Like, it's Rainbow Road and Mario Kart 64, which is like the longest one, and it's a nightmare because it's
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, it's tough. And they're just like, okay, here you go. We're drawn for order, whatever. And then we go, and everybody's fucking screaming behind me, and we're like trading first, second, and third and stuff. There's like all these dramatic little moments within where I've got like a good lead, like I'm in first with like a pretty good gap, and then somebody hits me with a shell and knocks me off the level. So while I was doing that, I was kind of like racing and like kind of stunting on him. I was kind of feeling myself a little bit, and then get knocked off. Like, oh fuck, nothing comes easy, okay? And then it comes down like to the wire. Like I'm in second place. Person in first in front of me is like really close, and I've got a red shell. So I'm like, okay, I can knock this guy out. But
yeah, I know.
The thing with Rainbow Road is that like there's a lot of like turns and stuff, so it's not easy to use a red shell. You can straight away. Anyway, comes down to the last stretch, knock this motherfucker off the thing with the red shell, zoom past him, first place. I won my company's second place overall in this thing. And as soon as I cross the finish line, it's just like a level of decibel cheering for me
just white
that
noise.
I've just white noise.
Yeah.
And I turn around and just sort of throw my hands up. And literally everyone in the company just grabs me, and I'm just like dead faced. I'm not smiling. Everyone is just surrounding me and patting, and just like the CEO is like, he's in there, he's like, yeah, like screaming, yeah, I'm like, you're the fucking man.
We will call you Rudy from now on.
I mean, I was fully expecting people to like lift me on their shoulders.
I mean, it's got to do. Your star, in the company, so to speak, has got to be on the rise now.
It's got to be.
And
I mean,
Do you think you'll get a promotion?
yeah,
absolutely not.
Will you get a performance bonus for that? Were you juicing?
I did make the joke immediately afterwards. I was like, yo, Chuck, where my bonus at, dog? And he's like, ha ha. I was like, okay, all right.
Fair enough. What a fucking amazing experience.
Wild.
Like,
it
truly.
was wild.
Is this what sports stardom, is this what, if you're a pastime or your hobbies or whatever, people are actually interested in, like they were sports as opposed to, I don't know, improv comedy. Is this what every day of it is like when you're good at it?
It's as close as it'll ever get for me.
Uh-huh.
Like,
the admission.
no, I didn't mean that.
It is weird to think of like a whole room like furiously cheering for you.
Yeah.
That doesn't really happen in improv.
Yeah,
like
no.
people clap.
Yeah.
But
nobody's like, no one, like, after a particularly good callback, like, gets inches from your space and says,
I did have someone heckle. That was funny. At a line I said once, and I loved it. It was great. More of that.
More
improv
positive affirmation.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. Stop talking during shows. But unless you're going to compliment me.
Or it should be like in basketball games where they bring like noisemakers or like
Oh, yeah.
big poster board cutouts of the players' heads that they pull up whenever they're taking free throw shots.
Oh, that'd
just
be
bring those to
great.
improv shows. I go out for a scene and somebody's just like, yeah, like,
Somebody should have like a cardboard cutout of a brick for my enemies.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you
We're
so
so
much.
proud of you. I hope some of the afterglow of that triumphant experience continues into next week when you get back to work, that they remember what a valuable asset you are to the company.
I'll be doing local car commercials in no time.
All right. This is We Are Definitely Afraid of the Dark. It is the scary movie podcast for people who are scared of everything. My name is Steven Smith, and I am scared of everything.
I'm Emma Holder, and I'm more scared of more things.
And I'm Kyle Romero, and I'm a big brave boy and a champion.
Wait, okay, first of all, hold your horses. We'll get to you in a second. You can't start amending your byline.
No,
we will not stand.
What's
by
weird
you
about it?
Adding champion.
It's my official new title.
Okay.
Well, then,
Second place.
Yeah. The subtext of all of this is like you
I'm
won
sorry.
your team
I misspoke.
runner-up trophy.
I'm the people's champion.
Okay, right. Mr. Congeniality himself, Kyle Romero. This is the fourth week in our current theme, Spooky Kids. And so we have a guest. That guest is a comedian. Stand-up comedian? Sometimes. Improvised comedy performer, newly minted member of Pendulum, therefore a sketch writer and sketch performer, Minda Wei!
Yeah!
Boom, boom. All right, what?
I was just going to say Minda was writing sketch before.
I know. I started to
took her
say
to the
newly
troop.
minted, and
That
I was
made it
like,
about
she's
us?
already a sketch. She was already a sketch writer, already a performer. It kind of didn't matter until she joined our ranks. I mean, I'm just putting it out there for anybody.
That's true.
For let's say if there are, I don't know, 5 other sketch shows that are going to be doing main stages in the next 6 months, you don't matter. You heard it first. Join our ranks or be destroyed by us.
Yeah.
Minda, thanks for being on the podcast. It's a very controversial intro. I apologize for that.
It's okay. I've been literally begging to be on this podcast since I joined Pendulum. So
Hell, yes.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
We are suckers for people wanting to be around us.
Yeah, in our immediate circle of friends. So, like I said, our theme for this month is
Baby New Fear.
okay. I was like,
We all have
death
different names for
becomes
it.
them. No, that's not what it is. I knew it was a pun. It's Baby New Fear, spooky kids, creepy kids. So, Minda, you are also our first guest, if I'm not mistaken, in our kind of like quasi new format,
Yeah.
where we're basically like putting more rails on what people can and can't pick. So. Within that context, so sorry, we took some of your autonomy and agency away. But you chose an excellent movie we watched, The Orphanage.
Not orphan.
Different
right,
movie.
Right.
Orphanage.
Orphan is the one where the girl has dark hair and like a blue dress.
Like a
Yes.
choker,
And
yeah.
a poster. Okay. So, Minda, tell us why you picked the Orphanage, other than the fact that we gave you very limited parameters from which to choose.
Yeah, it was mostly that. So I have like a notes app like list of movies that I want to watch, and then at the very bottom, if you scroll, there's my like secret shame of if y'all ever did ask me to be on this podcast.
Oh, my heart is breaking. Wait, well, let me ask you a question, and if you can do two things at the same time, tell us what your relationship with fear is, but more importantly, get that fucking list out. I want to know what else is on the bottom of that list.
Like my relationship with fear, specifically with movies, or just
Yeah, or more generally. See, we're scared of everything, so like literally, I mean, you saw it kind of in action while we watched the movie. Anything is potentially terrifying. But
And not just movies.
Yeah.
I mean, you also heard
Are
me
you
talk
scared
about
of
the
the dark?
bathroom.
Yeah, scared of bathrooms, scared of toilets, scared of death.
I'm scared of hallways with like the house I grew up in has like a glass front door and a really long hallway.
Oh, God.
God,
Oh
what
my
are your
God.
parents thinking?
I don't know.
We can all agree that super long hallways are the absolute worst.
But
Yeah.
sorry, pump the brakes. Put it in reverse. Glass door. That's wild.
Not like fully glass, like
But-
a wooden with a
Yeah, with a little cutout.
yeah.
Glass panels.
But so you can't pretend to not be home.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
And I was always afraid that like somebody, like I was afraid that I would see like a little red laser dot
Oh.
just one day.
Yeah.
So you're scared of snipers.
Apparently.
I think because our move growing up was like you're not supposed to answer the door. Like if you're home alone, you just don't answer it, and you're like mom and dad or what, they'll key their fucking way in. They have a key to the place, and so we didn't answer it no matter what. And so, but we had a wooden door, so you would just like fucking glue yourself to the peephole and then like just watch the person who would sort of do the 2 or 3 rings and then leave. So I'm just like kind of like filled with dread at the thought of like a door just ringing over and over again, and you have to like hide behind a couch, pretend to not be there.
Oh, that's for sure happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would always answer the door.
What?
What?
I mean, I didn't like to do it, but like I would do it.
But decorum demands that.
I just remember once when I was like 11 or 12 answering the door for some Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was wearing my Grateful Dead t-shirt, which I had not listened to the band, but I liked the tie-dye shirts with bears on
It's
them.
kind of like me and the Cats t-shirt. Never saw the show, liked the font.
But I did pretend to be sad when Jerry Garcia died.
Love it.
Anyway, she answered the door and like started telling. She was like, "Do you want to like go to this peaceful place that's like, you know, there's no war and there's no that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to join your religion." Like, I tried to be nice about it, but I was like, I'm not going to. Bye.
That's also a very cool construction. Do you want to go to this peaceful place as she pulls a vial of poison out of her fanny pack?
Showed me this pamphlet that was like all, I'm sure, white people
was
on
it
a
the
hill.
Watchtower?
It was like a cartoon of like all these white people on a hill picking berries and shit. I don't remember. I just remember it being like very like wholesome. And this is the thing. It took me a very long time to interrupt her to say.
Yeah.
So she did give me a spiel for a good 5 to 10 minutes.
Jesus.
And I'm a 12-year-old in a Grateful Dead t-shirt.
Standing at the door.
Yeah, standing at the... Did not let her in.
Decorum demands that you listen to her.
And just waiting to say no thanks and shut the door.
I would also like to say I also had a t-shirt for a piece of pop culture I did not watch, which was Dragon Ball Z. I had a Dragon Ball Z t-shirt. I remember someone asking me like, "Oh yeah, what's your favorite character?" And I was like, "I don't watch the show."
We all live from we're all from parallel timelines, or we're bizarro universes where apparently like liking the Grateful Dead in the 90s would make you cool. You'd be like in the inside, the kind of cool kids club if you like Dragon Ball Z, or the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical Cats. Okay, Minda, what else are you afraid of?
Suffocating.
All right.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fair.
Specifically like
Like
claustrophobic, like in Buried Alive kind of situation.
Yeah, I'm afraid like I'm gonna be in bed and then the blankets are gonna be in the wrong position and then
Just
Juan
strangle
is
you.
gonna like accidentally not move while I'm dying.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll be like the anchor that is like essentially keeping you trapped inside of your
Oh, he's
like,
gonna feel
high
so guilty.
thread count. This is a part of being in a sort of like open communicative relationship, is letting them know that you could potentially be my downfall. So don't trap me in your sleep. Yeah. I think being buried alive, like any of the deaths that are like not swift, but like freezing to death. They say actually is kind of cool, but like
Pun intended.
Who knows, though?
Well, true. But they say that it's like
close.
painless or something like that. That you just sort of start to feel kind of like drowsy. And
No.
then
You should
sleep
try
and die.
cryotherapy.
Oh yeah.
But people have died doing that.
I saw this on Instagram where you oscillate back and forth between like a really hot thing and then a really cold thing, and then you're like fully like up to the neck.
Yeah.
I don't like stuff touching my neck.
I think cryotherapy.
I don't think you touch you're like not supposed to bend down. Like it's like open or something. I think
it's a
Megan
chamber.
did that. I think my ex-wife did this. And I remember having this conversation where she was like, yeah, I did this thing. And I got in this chamber and they were like, yeah, just stand here and whatever you do, like don't bend over.
Like,
'Cause
what
you might
if you
shatter.
fainted?
Because I don't think you'll just shatter. Like I
Kill
like
your
you like the
brain.
T1000. But it was like
They melt you back together,
Like
don't worry.
if you're like bent over for too long, the combination of like how your oxygen's circulating, whatever, and like also the cold temperature will be.
What are we
bad for
talking
your
about
brain.
temp wise?
It's very cold.
Yeah, it's
I don't
gotta
know.
be.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't have enough information. I shouldn't have brought it up.
But it's an interesting, weird trend.
You made Kyle relive that painful memory of the time his ex-wife got cryotherapy.
I wish you had been over, right?
Oh my gosh.
If you've got a loved one, you need to try cryotherapy.
Try cryotherapy.
All right, you got that list? Let's see what else is on that sweet list.
Okay, so it starts The Orphanage, which is what we watched. It Follows, Raw, which I know Allison already did.
Yes.
I just want to see that. Oculus, Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and Bird Box just for the discourse.
Wait, what is Oculus SpawnCon? Is it a movie
No,
about?
it has nothing to do with it.
Although,
Yeah, it seems.
I'd watch that.
What is Oculus?
I
It's
don't.
like a haunted mirror.
Yeah, it's a lot, very much. Mirror is very central to it. That's all I know about it. I know it stars the redheaded girl from Doctor Who, Karen Gillan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that it's directed by Mike Flanagan, who is king shit horror director right now.
Oh,
He
cool.
just did the House on Haunted Hill series.
Okay.
And is directing the sequel to The Shining.
Well, were you a little disappointed to have the extra parameters put on you for this theme month? You can
Well,
level with us.
I did want to watch The Orphanage, but I also wanted to make Emma watch It Follows.
Yeah, it's at the tippity top
Yeah.
of the list.
I don't like that,
this
Minda.
is what I told her when I talked to her about coming on the show. I was like, God, we've been It Follows has been out. We are horny for It Follows,
Yeah.
so we may
We
change
is an
the
interesting
plan.
word.
The whole gang, the trio.
All three of us equally
absolute
horny for It
consensus.
Follows.
A woman can speak for herself.
Oh boy!
And this woman says, "Show me It Follows, boys."
Cryotherapy, sometimes known as cold therapy, is the local or general use of low temperatures in medical therapy. Well, that's not helpful.
Cryotherapy is exactly what it sounds like.
Every
Get us
time
a temp or I'm not interested.
there's like a cryotherapy place on 183 or something, and every time I drove by it, I thought it was like a place where rich people would be like, "Yeah, sign me
Save
up
me."
for
Yeah.
the freezing my body."
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Oh,
Give me the
yeah.
Disney, the full Disney.
Walt Disney.
Wait,
Walt
He's-
Disney's supposed to be
allegedly.
frozen.
Allegedly,
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
head is frozen.
Yeah.
No, it's whole bod.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it his head. That it was just his head.
Oh, I've heard his whole bod.
I've heard both, actually.
I've heard just his dick.
yeah.
They're gonna
hell
stick
yeah.
it on.
His Mickey, you know what I'm
Someone
saying?
else.
Unfortunately, it is a technology that is only available to acknowledged anti-Semites. So, unless you have a documented problem with the Jews, then you do not get that
you
therapy.
don't get access to it.
Yeah.
They're like, this is our one thing.
Listen, they get everything else. Why can't we live forever? I mean, you know that there is other stuff like New Zealand is like the destination now for the sort of ultra wealthy to build like a better society once they ruin this one. And they're all building these like really elaborate compounds that are like underground and super expensive and super posh. So you know there's like medical technology out there that we don't know about.
100%.
There's got to be.
100%.
And not just sci-fi spooky shit like this, like real like injections.
And that's
stuff like
why. That's why.
Minda's politely nodding. Sure, guys. Sure.
That is why what we did to Alex Jones is such a travesty, because he was trying to give it to us with his super
Right.
brain pills.
Right.
Guys,
He stole it from rich people.
He and Pete Holmes.
just so you know, I've changed my mind on cryotherapy because
I thought you were horny.
no, it's supposed to reduce inflammation, and I that's
inflammation. Your
inflammation is
humors.
what's killing all of us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it.
Imagine
Someone sponsor my Patreon is gonna go up any day now, and it's just for me to have cryotherapy.
Patreon.com/rumbletummy. And if you could take a cryotherapy pill and then just take like snowball farts, but they're green because it's all the bad stuff that's inside of you.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah,
you just shit out. You know those popsicles that are in the plastic tube?
Just extrude one of those slippy little popsicles. Like I ate gluten last night. It's just a bunch of Dippin' Dots coming out of my asshole.
They are fully neon blue, red and green. And
You get a little. You have like kind of your punch mouth, but it's your sphincter, your anus. That's sort of like punch.
Oh my God.
Stain.
Please do not ruin Dippin' Dots for me.
Oh man, what if? I mean, wait. I was talking about spooky top secret technology. Maybe it's Dippin' Dots. Maybe Dippin' Dots is like the new.
The ice cream of the future.
Yeah,
the ice
exactly.
cream of the future. Yeah.
But they only give it to the plebes at amusement parks and stuff like that.
Dippin' Dots is the opiate of the masses. It's what the fucking ultra rich are giving us out of their secret hoard of stuff to make us think we're part of the cool club. I want fucking the technology to freeze my dick.
Oh man, truly wild. Imagine a museum of just frozen penises, like Return to Oz, where it's just like glass cases, and they're all like,
I never saw that.
like movie. Sorry,
I went to the penis museum in Iceland, and it's basically that.
What? There's a penis museum?
Yes, it's like a very small-ish shop, and it's like just
Wait, it's a
bunch
shop
of...
you can
There's
buy
a
the
documentary
penises?
about it. There's a documentary about it.
Okay.
No, their gift shop actually kind of sucks.
Oh.
yeah,
But it's like a whole store full of like jars, like science jars of
dicks.
like dicks, like whale dicks.
Where do they? Oh, okay, animals. Because
Well,
I was
also-
like, humans. Okay,
Yes.
Question, just we all know, but for the laymen who are listening, where do they do the cut? Like, where's the cut happening? Is it just like
Probably
at the base?
as close to the base as they can get.
Okay, and got like some other bits attached to it.
There's no balls.
No, okay, that's what I was getting at. Yeah. So, what's your top 5 favorite dick museum dicks?
You should watch the documentary because it's about the guy who owns the museum trying to find the human specimen. Like he didn't have one, and he's like trying to find a donor that will give him a penis,
Give his dick
a
to
human
science.
penis to put.
The
in
like
museum.
largest one and the smallest one both belong to living people supposedly, and they both have pledged to this museum once they die.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so what you're seeing is just like a picture, and not like a full jar.
Yeah, so there's like a
bar of
picture
salt.
of the naked guy with the longest dick and one of the smallest dick, and there's like a whole bio about
Yeah.
him, and it says like there's like a contract, and it's like
Yeah.
I promise you my penis when I
Yeah.
die.
Wow.
I mean, truly, House of Horrors. Penises, I think we can all agree,
Especially
are pretty awful.
detached penises?
Yeah, detachable penis.
Like that's
Yeah.
An idea so great they wrote a song about it.
What?
There's a song called Detachable Penis. Anyway, it's a bit of a fantasy of mine. Sometimes I just wish it was like a modular accessory that you could just kind of go and then like put it on a shelf and then get it whenever you needed it. No?
Nope.
Oh God. Ugh.
If I were a guy, I think I'd be with you. though.
No, I mean, I thought about how weird it must be to walk around with this extra thing on you, and
You get used to it.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you don't.
More about
Yeah,
the balls than the penis. For me.
See, the whole thing. Take it.
just like the extra, when you're talking about like the problem,
Oh.
because it's like such a sensitive thing that's just like completely outside of
It's
your
just out there.
protect.
it's
Yeah,
like a design flaw.
it's
Yeah, exactly.
really a bad move.
Intelligent design. So Kirk Cameron with his like his banana theory or
Perfect
whatever.
banana.
Explain dicks, Kirk Cameron.
Explain my balls, Kirk Cameron.
Speaking of, what movie did we watch?
I was gonna
this
say,
week?
like, in my head, I was like, she has a fucking connection from that to the
No.
orphanage. This is gonna be amazing.
No, I just went for it.
Okay, we watched The Orphanage this week. Why'd you tell us if you have any history of this movie? Have you seen it before? Why'd you pick it, etc.?
Yeah, so I saw this movie my freshman year of college, but I guess I didn't really watch it all the way because there was
You were on the edge of your seat a lot of the time.
It
Yeah.
was extremely scary.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Do you like scary movies?
I love scary movies, but I am very terrible at watching them.
Okay.
And nobody likes watching them with me.
Okay.
Because
you have a
I'm a
reputation.
screamer.
Yeah, we
We
learned this.
screamed a lot.
sorry.
We were
There's a lot of
screaming
screaming
during
in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this next week's episode will come to you from the van that Kyle's living in because he's been evicted from his
My
apartment.
neighbors will drive me
Yeah.
out with
Yeah.
pitchforks.
Well, so because to me, we've had, as you may or may not know, just essentially like a rogues gallery of absolute fucking ghouls as guests on this podcast. Some of them friends. Some of those friendships are now on thin ice because it's just these unflappable monsters who are just like, just sort of like smiling like creeps the entire time. And so it was, from my standpoint, I think maybe on a few fingers we can count the number of people we've had who are also scared, like Emma and I. And you were, it was like refreshing to see you like watching the subtitles through your fingers and screaming out loud.
I did think in my head, like, oh, how nice for them.
yeah.
They have a friend.
It was so distracting watching Kyle like watch us with
Yeah.
our eyes. Like you were just in the middle of the movie, scanning the room.
Fully, and then I could see him laughing because obviously our hands are over our eyes and stuff like that. But I could like sort of feel your negative energy.
Yeah, you were really bringing us down, bud.
Sort of like this movie. All right, let's do a recap of the orphanage.
Here it comes.
This is a
Oh, I
feature,
can't
Minda, that
wait.
we do where Emma is supposed to have 1 minute, but sometimes takes creative license and uses 3 to recap the movie, full spoilers, beginning to end.
Okay.
All right, your time begins now.
This movie is Spanish, and it takes place, I guess, in Spain. I don't know.
Probably safe bet.
And so it's an orphanage by the seaside, and this girl Laura is being adopted.
Laura.
So she gets adopted, and then we cut to 30 years later, 20 years later, and she's back at the orphanage. She has adopted a child of her own with her husband named Simon, which
Thank
is
you.
spelled Simon. And he has HIV, the adopted son, but he doesn't know it yet.
And it kind of literally doesn't matter. I mean, it sort of does, but it doesn't.
It's a
And
red
then she and Simon go down to the creepy beach.
10 seconds left.
First, he has imaginary friends. So they go down to the creepy beach, and then we meet another imaginary friend, but it's real, and it's a little boy with a fucking burlap sack over his head with a face on it and wig, and it's very creepy. But
What's
the
that
mom
boy's
doesn't
name?
see it. What's his
Tomas?
name? Tomas, yeah.
Martine?
Not spelled Thomas.
And so then an old lady comes and claims she's a social worker and is like, I need to see your son, but they don't let her. And then she comes back in the middle of the night, and there are all sorts of spooky noises all the time.
I think, we're a minute and a half into this.
Okay, so basically, they have a party for opening their own new orphanage, and Simon disappears. And then they look for him, and they can't find him, and then it's been 6 months, and Laura's just going crazy. She sees things, and they find the bodies of all the other orphans, and we find out that the woman who was the social worker actually worked at the orphanage and killed all the babies because they killed her son, Tomas. And then she finds her son's body in the basement, and then they all go up to the nursery, all the orphans that are dead as well, and Laura and Simon, and she tells them a story, but it turns out it was just in her head. She kills herself with pills, and her husband buries them, and for some reason still owns the orphanage.
So,
Did I miss anything?
no, pretty good.
That's pretty much it.
Interesting interpretation, though. Let's just jump right to the end. It's all in her head.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
so.
That's my read of it, is that she's like a spirit. She's when they all gather around to tell the story that she's a ghost now, the rest of them, because she's effectively died after
Yes.
overdosing on pills, and now
Yeah.
she's a ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if it's all in her head, how about the medium?
Wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Oh, I
When
forgot
they-
about this.
When
Okay.
they hired the medium to come in.
Yeah. To me, they're all real. Wait.
Wait, the ghost.
I think they're all
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You
Yes.
just meant the Peter
Both
Pan
things can't be
stories in
true.
their head.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I do think she's devolved.
lady
I think her
now.
grief is like making her
Tethered her to this
Yeah.
place or whatever.
is her undoing, but I think there are ghosts in this place.
Yes. Okay. Phew.
And she is now the ghost caretaker.
Yeah, she's like their ghost mom.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry,
It's a
I
sequel to
misinterpreted
Ghost
what you
Dad.
said. I was confused for a second there. I'm like, wait, did we see different movies? But okay, we're good. I just think legit good ass movie.
Yeah.
Like filled with truly surprising jump scares.
Yeah.
I mean, that are in a predictable format, like
Yeah.
somebody getting hit by a vehicle, somebody being in the background as the camera sweeps kind of back and forth. But they all worked really well this time.
Extremely effective.
You hated them, but they were effective.
I mean, it was effective. The whole movie like aged me 10 years.
Well, this is one of those situations we talked about it before. You can't look away because you have to read
The subtitles.
subtitles.
Yeah.
So, how would you classify your engagement? Were you reading all those subtitles, or were you largely?
I think I read most of them.
Okay.
I watched a good part of the movie from inside my sweater, which is kind of thick, but I could see the words. Or I narrowed it down so I was just seeing the subtitles, so I was like reading a book.
That's what I was doing with the kind of Venetian blind kind of thing with my fingers.
So, but I still got jump scared a lot.
We screamed
Oh, boy.
out
Man.
loud, like shrill, legit. Like the sort of thing that if you're a movie producer and you're trying to sell a new horror movie and you do that fucking night vision, commercial or whatever, where everyone's like, ah, like we would have booked, we would have been in that commercial. When did you see it for the first time? In the theater?
No, I saw it at my friend's house.
All right.
But I wasn't watching, apparently. That was when I was afraid of scary movies. Like, more afraid.
Yeah. So why did you start watching scary movies then if you're so afraid of them? What is it about it that makes you a sort of compelling endurance test?
I just feel like I have to participate in the culture. But also, I
Yes.
don't remember which one turned me. But I was like, oh, I like them now.
Yeah, I think. I think I might be there. I think I might be there as well because I do find myself seeing trailers for new ones and being like, I'd like to see that, independent of the sort of like shackles of this podcast.
Yes.
The shackles.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Gross.
Join me.
Not there yet, Emma.
No. Although I did have a thought driving over here. I was like, we haven't really been spooked by one in a while. I wonder if that's like boring. But now that this happened, I take that back. We're good.
Let's roll it back. Yeah.
Like, and I get that this was a good movie. I do. I get it was a
This
good
is
movie.
going on the t-shirt.
I get it was
Listen,
a good
I get it's
movie,
well made.
but I hate it.
Yeah.
Because it made me feel scared.
Well, it is a little bit of a Trojan horse of a movie because it's like lots of different types or categories of scary movie rolled in one. It's creepy kids. It's a ghost story. It's a ghost house. It's like a exorcist-y kind of like it's just all these like little set pieces have the trappings and kind of tropes of a bunch of different types of movies, which is great. I mean,
Yeah.
I did like that there wasn't really a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess kind of the social worker lady.
but also I guess kind of sackhead, but like
Yeah, Tomas
also,
definitely.
Yeah, he's as bad as
Yeah.
they
But
come.
he's also like not really.
he's a
just,
child
like,
who was murdered. So
he's a child who was
yeah.
murdered and has to avenge his dad.
Yeah. It's funny that a mother would have the emotional attachment to a child that she keeps fully in a basement and makes wear like a fucking Raggedy Ann sack on his head, but like when some kids sort of but almost accidentally have him killed, she's like, well, now all these children have to die. I'm like, lady,
I love my sackhead son.
Yeah.
if anybody was going to drown the monstrosity that I gave birth to, this movie fucking shows some wild shit. And is this because
my
it's European?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have the same rules.
So the lady who's the social worker, who we'll get to her debut scene in a second.
Benigna.
Yeah, Escobedo. When she gets hit. So, I mean, I did not see it coming. She
Yeah.
walked into
No.
a street, and that's how you always know. But it was dead.
Right.
I was fucking floored.
The
We all
timing on it was
screamed.
impeccable.
Yeah.
And-
Whenever they were like getting in the car, I was like, oh, perfect time. I'm going to like go to the bathroom because
Yeah.
nothing's going to happen. And then I stayed and I was like, oh, fuck.
I mean, truly one of the most shocking things we've seen in a movie in a while, just in terms of its execution. And then she's laying
Yeah.
on
Her
the
face.
ground, and you get the sense like Laura's husband, is like doing mouth to mouth, and he fully comes away again with punch mouth, like he's just got blood all over his face.
There's also someone in the background saying he destroyed her. He destroyed her.
He destroyed her, and then you see them put something over her face, and so you get a little glimpse of it. And in my head, I was like, "Yo, dude, when this is over with, let's go back." Frame by frame and see what that looks like. And then not 10 seconds later, they show you the fucking fully shattered face.
She bolts upright, and
oh my god, I forgot.
You think she's dead because he does the CPR, and then it's like they do that thing where they're like, "Time to call it, time of death," and they put the sheet over, and then something.
Her hand snaps.
Her hand, yeah. Laura is feeling on the whistle on her necklace, and then her hand snaps, and she bolts up, and the thing comes off her face, and she's got fucking
She's missing her
jaw just dangling from the top of her
and
skull.
they just show it a lot.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I don't know if anyone else in this room is CPR certified.
I am.
But that is not okay, sir.
Kids, I hope you're listening.
You do not put your mouth on if there's visible blood.
Maybe in
fact,
the EU it's different.
You should always use the mouth guard, and when in doubt, just do chest compressions.
Yep.
There's no way you're putting your mouth in a gaping canyon of a missing jaw.
Yeah, you couldn't get a seal.
Yeah.
How'd he get a seal?
Important
Exactly.
safety.
This guy's a doctor.
Yeah.
Minda, this is a man playing a doctor.
I think that's the real movie. How is this man a doctor?
Where's his money come
Let me
from?
see your credentials.
Also, he just sucks for the rest of the movie too.
Sucks.
He's
That guy
boring and
sucks.
terrible and doesn't
He's
have good
boring.
reactions.
He's terrible. He looks like an idiot.
He's got nice eyes.
He did have kind
He
eyes.
had great eyes. You could go swimming in those eyes.
He's got soccer player receding hairline,
yeah.
and it sucks. He just
looks
has that big
like-
stegosaurus
Yeah.
forehead.
Yeah. He's right out of Bad Dad Central Spain, Castilian Central Casting. Bad Dad. That's not how it works. No. But yeah, so he's a fucking. He sucks.
Yeah, we hate him.
He seems only like marginally invested. Okay, here's a question though. Your kid's dead. Ostensibly missing, right?
Yeah.
They have not recovered the body.
Missing for 6 months.
Missing,
least.
and then 9 by the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, your kid's probably dead.
Yeah.
You're not the spouse or not the parent who's like obsessed with finding them. You're the other one who's like kind of eyeing the door, like, ooh. So you're just
Well,
sort
he
of,
was adopted.
How long do I have to wait
Listen,
to not be an asshole?
he had a terminal illness. Why are we like? It was going to happen eventually, right? We were going to get here anyway. Oof.
Yeah, I guess this is old enough to where it is terminal.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, he did have
When was this
AZT
movie
or whatever
made?
his pill regimen was. It felt like, to me, it felt like it was not quite contemporary, but maybe I'm just reading something into that.
I mean,
Is
the
this a new movie?
costuming was
No,
definitely.
it came out like at least 10 years ago.
I think it's like 2008, but I think it was like in a even earlier.
HIV was definitely treatable in 2008.
Fair enough.
But
listen, the kid was going to die.
set in a different time period.
No.
Regardless of of whatever
whatever.
the real world is
Okay.
like, the rules that the movie establishes that if you don't take your pills, you'll be dead by days or weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is what they said. Listen, if you know more about AIDS or HIV, please get out of
Become a doctor.
Yeah. So you're the parent who doesn't care quite as much. How long do you give it? How long do you give it? No, I'm the parent who's obsessed with finding the child. Give me the speech that is going to convince me.
Oh, this is good.
Give me the speech that is going to convince me to leave it well enough alone and leave the house. All right. Okay, so I'm like, 1, 2, 3, knocking on the wall. Or like, oh, Seymour! Oh! All right,
Laura.
Minda, come on. Yeah, I am Laura! Laura! Oh, Simone! All right, now
I don't
give
know.
it to
Like,
me.
I definitely feel for you, but I don't think I'd be that invested in like saving you at that point.
What?
I'm
What?
sorry.
Yeah, fair enough.
Laura,
All right.
he's dead.
My boy.
Simone is dead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What about the body? The body! No, I saw him. I can hear him in the walls.
Okay. That is
Okay.
not true.
What?
I am going.
Are we doing accents? It feels like we're...
Oh, we might be.
Emma fell into an accent for sure, and it is definitely problematic.
Where are you going?
They're white. We can do white accents.
Listen, we can go after all white Europeans,
Yeah.
regardless of the language they speak.
They're
Is
also
Steven about to slide
they're
into a rant?
colonizers.
Yeah. I don't want to go off on a rant here, but don't get me started on people who are
Don't
Spanish.
me
All right,
started on
let's do
accents,
Irish.
Chachi.
All right, Laura, we need to get over this and just move on with our lives.
You've got a point.
Okay, good.
I want to die. I wish I was Simone.
Oh.
Simone.
Oh.
I can't do it. I
No.
literally have been sitting here thinking like, what would I say? I would not give up. I don't.
It's
think.
a bit like dating somebody and you're like, it's time to break up, and then whoops, their nana is in the hospital or something like that. You know what I mean? Where it's
Yeah,
fuck, this is like, if I only would have summoned the courage to do it a week earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, well, maybe it's nothing like that because it's not like you wanted to leave her before their kid disappeared. But like, you kind of
we don't know.
can't, I would argue.
Yeah, you can't. You have to. You
I think
can't.
after a few years you could.
Few years.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9 months does seem like kind of soon.
Yeah.
And he
9 months
wasn't
is
leaving
real
her.
soon.
He was just saying, like, we need to leave this house.
Yeah. So do you think he's
think-
partially to blame for her suicide at the end
Yes.
for
No.
leaving her
Yes.
alone?
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right.
I mean, what was he supposed to
Yeah.
do?
Not
leave
a
her
person
alone in a
who's
haunted house?
Yeah, not leave a person who's obviously having a problem.
Severe emotional. Yeah.
telling the difference.
Yeah, I
between
guess he
reality
could have
and
had her
fantasy.
Baker acted or something.
It was also like his conversation was her saying, I need 2 days alone, and him saying, okay.
I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Well, we solved that problem.
I also think I definitely would be her. I would definitely be the
Yeah.
one being
Yeah.
unhinged.
Well, this is the thing, because this is like what's interesting about Creepy Kids Month is we're really getting to all these issues of sort of like maternal and paternal identity, and so for me, I'm kind of like, I do a real kind of dramatic exhale where I'm like, listen, we did our best. We did move into a haunted house on cliffs that overlook the sea. Who knows what happens? But this one's on us. Should we open up a new orphanage? Probably not. The writing is on the wall. I put it up there with red string as we tried to locate our kid. But I just think you kind of have to go like dust your hands off. It's time to start a new chapter in life. No? Okay.
Can't go with you on this, bud.
I definitely think I would have been like, hey, we shouldn't be here anymore. Like way earlier though.
Yeah.
It's the classic scary house. It's the classic scary anything trope, but houses in particular are so malevolent. It's like, you at the first sign of an
Move.
unexplained noise, you got to go.
Pack your bags and move away.
Yeah. If you find even if your house isn't haunted, you find you're rooting through an old pizza oven that's out in your shed, and you find
Bodies?
you found dust and ash and bodies and bones. I mean,
You sell the house.
how quickly
you sell the
do
house
you find the
at
rest
a
of it?
loss
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with the box full of baby teeth, I think I would have been like, ooh.
Yeah. Excuse me. Milk teeth.
tea.
I actually love that. Because like I think that was an old expression for baby teeth.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What's it mean though?
Because
you're still nursing.
Because you're nursing.
Got it,
Yeah.
got it,
You're
got
there,
it.
your teeth, you're milking teeth.
Ugh.
But
I mean, it's
don't know.
disgusting, but I love it.
Wait, why do you love it?
I just think it's really funny
It's
and
a
like,
good specific.
oh, my milk teeth.
Yeah, it's a great specific
My
to keep in your
milk
back
teeth
pocket.
are gone, mummy.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
sounds
nurse anymore.
It sounds Dickensian.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I'm gonna start calling everything my milk teeth.
Everything?
Everything's my milk teeth.
Minda, do you want to have kids?
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a okay. Yeah,
I wasn't expecting the question, and I was just thinking about like how I would project this situation if my dog went missing.
Got it.
Because it was too far removed, and then
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, that's not something.
yeah. I love my dog, but if in trying to discover him, I find like a cubby hole that's filled with a bunch of little hand sewn dog dolls, I'm like, all dogs go to heaven, I hope. Like run away top speed away from wherever that happens. I mean, I guess I'm just risk averse. Like I'm a what's the word? Cowardly. I absolutely would not.
No. Risk averse is a great
I think that's a
alternative.
great way to look at it. We are taking care of number one.
Yeah. The risk averse lion. We should do like a fucking safe space snowflake version of the Wizard of Oz. We got the risk averse lion. We got I don't know. I can't remember any of the other characters in
There's
that
the
movie.
Tin Man.
The stiff man.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his.
He's got chronic pain or something like that.
He doesn't have a heart, yeah.
Just like
Stunt, or he's Arrested
Emotionally,
Development.
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. And then who's the floppy guy?
Scarecrow.
he's
Doesn't have a
dumb,
brain.
Oof, we do no.
Stay away from that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to this movie.
Cha-cha.
There's a great scarecrow in this movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like Weird Al.
It does. He's got a kind of curly. He's got a nice curl, a soft curl to his hair. I think it looks like we said old Greg.
Yeah, old
from
Greg. It looks
The Mighty
absolutely
Boosh.
like
Who?
old Greg. Old Greg. You don't know this bit?
No, a Fielding character.
The Mighty
from-
Boosh.
This is
I never watched that.
You'd love it.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you haven't seen it, definitely go see it.
Yeah.
Does Laura not know about Sackhead?
She doesn't, which
She
is so weird
doesn't,
because he
yeah.
was there.
It's because
she
he
was
died
there.
like a month before she got
That's right. Yeah.
Or no,
Oh.
right after she
I
left.
thought he died after she left
He did.
because then all the kids got she would have gotten
All the
poisoned.
other kids
Oh,
got
yeah.
poisoned.
Or those kids would
yeah.
have been there because they would have been poisoned. So like,
Yeah.
Oh, he lives in that creepy basement.
yeah. So I guess
So
she
she
just
never
didn't
saw
see
him?
him.
Never saw him.
They showed him like watching
Oh.
them, but they never see them.
No. They say that Coke Bottle didn't come until a month after she worked there, or after she left. Coke Bottle
No,
and her.
because they took pictures. That picture they're all in.
Oh, you're right.
They
Maybe
did
there's only a
overlap.
small,
they just never saw
small
him.
overlap.
Okay.
Maybe Laura wasn't there for that long.
Yeah, I feel like that's a sight you would not forget, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I
definitely
think
not.
they kept him hidden. I think that's the point.
Yeah.
He lived hidden in the basement. She loved him so much she had to kill for him.
So what went wrong then? Presumably, like he got out, or like the other kids discovered him at some point in time, and
Yeah.
then
I think so.
yeah. Oh. Well, so this is the thing that kind of complicates the moral fabric of this movie, where like he is the villain, like Minda said, and I would agree with that because he's the sort of like angry force. The other kids
Yeah.
don't feel like they're malevolent in the same way. Like he's the one that pushes her into the bathroom,
Yeah.
slams the door.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is actually technically Simone in the mask, right?
Is
Because he
it?
dies with the mask on.
Oh, fuck, Minda.
I
Oh,
don't-
yeah.
Oh, because he's still angry at her from their little tiff where she
Yeah.
slapped him and dropped the cake.
And he's
Oh
like
my
not-
God, Minda.
He's mad at her, and he's like not. She's like saying she knows it's him, but he's like not saying because he's so mad at her.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to reveal it.
And he's possessed by.
Yeah, well, he's
Yeah.
playing this
Maybe,
sort of like
yeah,
game.
maybe, yeah.
Well, so then if that's the case, then Tomas is absolutely not a villain.
Well, he's like still doing all the little games and
But those
shit.
aren't those
but
aren't
those are-
menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
those
like
are just
mischievous, or they're like
fun
weird
ghost games.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kid shit.
Kid shit.
Holy shit! Well, that to me is like a kind of I didn't realize that. All right, good catch.
Well,
it's
but
like a
how
revision then. Of
How
the,
does Simone die?
So when she
kills
goes, he just falls because
He falls, yeah.
the banister to the stairs is broken, and he's sort of like in a kind of like slumped posture, like he broke his neck falling, presumably beating on the door, but those weird construction pylons like wedged the door shut, so he couldn't get back out. And every
then
time
he
he
fell.
kicked and
they heard him
banged.
beating on the
Yeah.
wall, and they thought it was a ghost. But
Yeah,
it was him
so
stuck down.
presumably he was down there kicking and
Oh,
screaming
that's
for a
really
couple of days.
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fucking. Well, we've not sort of dove into this yet, but it is a fucking downer of a movie.
It is a deeply
an
Yeah.
absolute downer.
Downer.
And the whole time in my head, I think like, I mean, as it dawns on you at the end of the movie, she's standing in this like creepy cell, this sort of like sub basement where this deformed child was like held, basically. And he's a very accomplished artist. First of all, great pen and ink drawings, very good drawings. But it's very sad. And then she realizes that essentially her son, this collapsed body on the floor, isn't the ghost or like this bones of Tomas. It's her dead son. And then pulls the creepy mask back again. And again, this movie is pretty unflinching. Shows us
Oh my
kind of like a
God.
mummified version of
Yeah.
that adorable, like cherry cheeked, cute little kid.
Yeah.
I kind of like had like cognitive dissonance because I was like, no way, this is going to be what happened.
I was like, there's going to be some kind of something happening here to show me that this is like just a nightmare.
Yeah.
But no, that the movie is like, this is what actually literally happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's wild because, so remember that I did that interview with that guy that did Terrified, which is a movie that came out last year. And the thing that stuck me with that movie was there's another like dead kid in it, and they like full on show
How did it die?
like this kid. I don't remember from the movie. I remember that like the kid dies and then like gets later the mother wakes up and like finds his body sitting at her kitchen table covered in like dirt and
remember,
like decayed in like a similar way as in this movie.
He's
and
like, I'm hungry.
no, he's not. He's just sitting there. He's not like talking or anything. So they think like somebody dug it up and placed it as like a sick joke. But that's not like what happened in the movie. Like he actually like got up and walked or whatever.
Oh,
I
so
don't-
like a Pet Cemetery.
yeah, sort of. I don't know. The movie's fucking wild, but that's all I could think of was this because that he's like an Argentinian director and like I know different continents, but it's just like something. There's something like what are we doing here? We're showing these.
well, go ahead.
Well, I think America is just like we have so many rules and regulations about what you can and can't show.
It's absolutely
that
sanitized.
it's not about any other specific country. It's just about we.
Yeah, it's more about us, for sure.
Because what it seemed like they were going to do is like what any American movie or like the inevitable American remake of this movie will do, which is like she pulls it back. We see a little bit of a kind of decomposed chin, and then we cut to her face, and she's like overwhelmed with emotion, and then we never quite see the face.
Right.
And this one shows her react emotionally and then shows the face. Like there's like no shadow of a doubt. And I think it's because like straight up like it has way more emotional impact. It's way more effective, but we just don't, as a sort of like national culture, don't want to see dead kids.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
And so it's kind of like thrilling to see this wild ass fucking
I did
spooky
not
looking dummy.
find it. I know you don't mean in a
I don't
positive
mean like
way.
I'm excited about it, but it's like genuinely horrifying.
Oh yeah.
So it has the
yeah.
impact that is necessary. Well, yeah, it's like, could it have been as impactful? Maybe a little less so, and we still would have gotten the feeling of it. But it's like, all right, okay, we definitely saw that, so that's wild.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and it's just the attitude of like, well, of course I'm going to show you this because this is what the movie is about. So like, I'm going to show you the thing on its face so that you get what I'm trying to communicate to you. So
Then,
like, I get that decision.
I don't know. I see what you guys are saying, but I think like if you look at a Hitchcock movie, there's so much they don't show you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just different approaches to it.
Yeah, I just think like I don't always think you have to show the stuff. I do agree that this was very impactful, but leave some stuff to the imagination.
Yeah. Let the mind wander.
I do kind of appreciate that even though this movie's like 10 years old, like none of this makeup stuff looks corny and like really
Yeah.
dated.
It looks good.
It aged really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am confused a little bit. I think it was kind of like percolating in the room because we were like sort of confused because of essentially the realization of what was happening. But it's like mummified? Maybe the mask somehow kind of like, because he's just sunken. He's not like rotted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's mice in that basement.
mean-
There's no way they're not fucking chewing on.
I would expect a skeleton after a year, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That seems like a very cartoon,
Yeah.
but I also don't know.
But I mean, bodies decompose pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Especially, animals would have eaten.
Yeah.
This is dark. But yeah, he would not have looked like that, I believe.
Fair enough. But I guess it's a visual medium and we have to have whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
So do you independent of her ultimate choice where she kind of like can't go on living, like it's so devastating that she takes her own life, like what do you do in that situation? Do you carry your child out of that basement and like I mean I guess this is like, I mean, what why even do the thought of
fun game.
I was halfway through it and I'm like what do you do, like where do you go from there? But I'm guess like who the fuck knows. Let's definitely not go down.
Okay, no. So your whole life has basically burned up in a devastating fire.
Okay.
What's your second life? What's your Nicholas Sparks story?
Yeah.
What's your second career?
I take a trip to the Caribbean and I find a sexy man and I get my groove back. You know what I mean? I learn how to fuck again. Listen, I might be 40 and fabulous, but I'm gonna learn how to fuck again. You're just getting fucked on the seaside in the Caribbean, and you're like, and you start to cry. And Simone, they're like, who's Simone? Like your last chump? Get rid of that loser, get with the winner. And it's like, oh, I gotta tell you, whenever we're finished, I'll tell you about my fucking son, who I'm sort of responsible for killing.
I think I'd go to Vermont.
Yeah.
Like,
Cheese.
open a bakery.
Yeah.
You're not from Vermont.
No, I'm
Okay.
from Maine, but I like Vermont.
Yeah. Cream,
rebirth.
dairy cows, cheese, Bernie Sanders,
Bernie
Berry
Sanders.
Grieve.
Real close to the border if I need to run away.
Yeah, tight.
International jewel thief.
Minda, what's your act two? You've just killed your child, basically, or found the child that you had a hand in killing.
Yeah, I think I'd do the beach thing. Like Honolulu is tight.
Yeah. Hawaii, a big island. What were we talking
Like
about?
Shawshank
Oahu?
Redemption, you open up a shop fixing up old boats or whatever.
Yeah. Kyle, you got a second act?
Yeah, international jewel thief.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Thomas Crown Affair, motherfucker.
You'd be so stressed you wouldn't have time to think about your loss.
Yeah, I would just throw myself into my work.
Hey, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? on that day, I love any heist movie that trots that song out. Anyway, okay. Well, what else have we not covered? I'm sort of like a little
we really
bit
haven't
like
talked about the seance.
Yeah.
scene
Oh my
at
God.
all.
Oh yes.
Well, because again, this is like a weird thing that like I would argue if this movie needed to be cut for time, you could potentially lose that because it feels like a little bit like it's another movie. Very effectively done.
Yeah.
This movie, a room tight as a drum. You could cut the
Yeah.
tension
Oh my
with a
God.
fucking knife.
Yeah.
We were all livid for it.
It was so scary.
I think, but like, also kind of not different than like a lot of other seance scenes.
Yeah, it just sort of had a different. I mean, it had the thing where it was like all done through night vision, which you honestly don't see that much.
Yeah. And that flicking strobe.
Flickering strobe, yeah.
Very good.
And then, but it did also have the classic thing of like a medium assisted by two science dorks.
Right, the audio dork
a
and
lot
the-
of like anachronistic equipment. Like it seemed like it's
Oscilloscopes.
contemporary. So there's like an oscilloscope,
Yeah.
and you're like, why are they using an oscilloscope? Yeah, totally. And then also had this camera move that I love in horror movies, which is like a quick like pan backward or like digital zoom, I guess. Almost looks like.
When it cuts back to the first room that she was in, that she's like somehow back in.
Yeah, with that, or when they when the guy working the controls is like controlling the camera and he goes to like he hits like a down button and then it just kind of goes and zooms back on it. I love that shit. I don't know what it is about that particular camera move, but I find that so fucking creepy because it's like, oh, something's gonna reveal. Like when the camera zooms back, something's gonna be revealed.
It was cool having all the different
like view
monitors and
Yeah.
like going from different one to one. It was very creepy.
And
But
that-
we didn't learn anything.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Like,
that's
Yeah,
it.
we
did.
learned that they got poisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is
How did? Oh,
through the audio.
Yeah.
Through some
She's
of
like
it.
screaming, like, "Who poisoned you?"
Yeah, they're
No,
like,
I
we're
missed
dying, we're
that.
dying, they're trying to kill us. I think the thing that's interesting about that sequence for me is that like it doesn't like it's super tense and there's that like weird device of the guy tracing the psychic or whatever through the blueprint, like the floor plan of the house, which was quite kind of cool as you sort of see how she's like doubling back on herself. But like its resolution at the end is not super scary that she
Right.
just sort of snaps back to the place. But I don't know, like the sum of its parts was like super. We were all on the edge of our
very
seat.
creepy.
Super effective filmmaking, I guess. I don't know.
Let me also say there is an extremely fat character in this scene that is introduced as the paranormal guy.
Yeah.
Never is a comment made on his size.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
do they
yeah,
make a
yeah.
joke about it. I want to shout out this movie for that. The whole time I was like, this guy's going to be eating a fucking hot dog and mustard's going to drip on his fucking chest. It's just going to bum me out. No,
Right.
they never do it. He's just a big guy and that's just, nobody
Doesn't
cares
matter,
about
yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, this one has this movie's got
This
it all.
movie's got everything.
Colonialists, a fat guy who's a paranormal expert, and also dead kids that made Steven feel.
Representation matters.
Yeah, I kind of identify with that deadbeat dad character because I just see where he's coming from. The sequence is like kind of cool, but like ultimately like maybe I guess it's a little bit of extra information. And then the seance lady, what do you call her?
Medium.
Medium.
The medium, of course. She tells her like you just basically have to be in it to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got to go the distance, you've got to hear what you can't see.
Fake it
or
till you make
you've
it.
gotta
I wish she had
fake
said
it.
all these things.
Yeah,
she was actually a life coach.
yeah. It's just a Kyle CEO who's like right up in her face. You can do it. I believe
Listen,
it.
motherfucker.
Visualization
Mario
works.
There is a moment where she's like, they're doing that thing where they're about to drive away, but she's hanging on the side of the window, and she's like, "You think that seeing is believing?
Right.
It's the other way."
Right.
And then just we all were like, "Oh, got it,
Yeah.
sure." And then a pregnant pause. You believe, and then you see, and it's like, okay,
Oh,
we got it.
Yeah.
No, but do you?
Is
I
believing
say it?
seeing?
One more time.
Is
Fake it till you make it.
believing seeing? Or take it till you make? No, wait, what?
Make it till you fake it.
Make it till you fake it. Okay. But I think because of that interaction with the medium, we get like a truly sweet and like a time lapse or a montage that really defies the laws of sort of like time and what is possible, which is Laura in full Linda Hamilton drag, like as you mentioned, like just fucking
Tucked
shredded,
in tank top,
a
shredded.
tank top, just baking, doing laundry,
Collecting blackberries.
collecting
blackberries.
being sort of like, why was she sort of like
I don't know.
weak on her knees
not that
while she's
hard.
collecting the blackberries?
She she's been through a lot.
Yeah,
y'all. Like,
grief.
But like
But it's weird
setting
to
up
like.
the beds is ostensibly harder than collecting
Oh my
blueberries.
god!
Then
When she
collecting
was
the
putting that
blackberries,
bed together,
yes.
I was like, she's got to put together 6 of these.
So many of
Yeah.
these wrought iron beds.
Oh my god! It's exhausting. You're squatting constantly, just like up and down and up and down.
And then we get a couple of these like set pieces that are like truly chilling because it's like this is also, by the way, a doll movie. There's a lot of creepy doll work in this
The
movie.
dolls are terrifying.
Yeah. So we get like her making like what is undeniably a tea party that slaps, but it just happens to be attended by a bunch of fucking creepy dolls.
That all represent a dead child.
yeah,
Guys,
totally normal, totally fun.
should we make some fucking dolls of this for everybody in the room? That'd be kind of tight. You guys want to make some dolls?
Oh, let's make dolls of
Custom
ourselves.
dolls.
Ooh.
I
So-
would be like afraid. It's like when somebody draws your caricature. Like I don't want
Yeah.
to know what
we all
the doll maker
like
thinks
what
that I
are
look
our
like.
accessories?
we all design each other's dolls.
Okay, so game.
Okay.
You get to pick your 2 accessories.
Yeah.
You're being made into an American Girl doll
Okay.
or a American Boy doll or
Wait,
whatever you want to be. It doesn't even have to be American. You can be a Canadian doll. You can be a whatever.
You could be a countryless, genderless, international waters doll.
You are a doll.
Okay.
But this doll, like
Do you get it?
the reason I picked American Girl is because they have shit that comes.
They got
with it.
backstory.
They have backstories and accessories.
Yeah.
So what are your 2
My 2
accessories?
accessories.
And what time period are you from?
Oh, toy. I'm at okay. Mine is first of all an empty chair because my doll has gotten up to go to pee, so he's in the other room peeing. I pee a lot in the lead up to and before and after recording the podcast.
High five.
Yeah, respect. Listen, I'm hyperhydrated, and then I've also said to the 2 of you off mic that this is like it's like I'm juicing my body like a fucking lemon because everything is tense. So I'm just like squirting all available fluids in my body, like blood and everything, to my fucking bladder, and I just piss.
That's why my apartment's covered in cum after I watch these movies.
So it's an empty chair, and then I think maybe like wait, okay, sorry. Rewind the tape. Is it just us generally or us in the context of the world of Wadad where we're like cowards or we're very brave?
I think it's general.
Just me.
But I think it's. I like that you picked one that's about the podcast.
Yeah. And then mine is just mine's just a list of hopes and dreams and things that I'd like to accomplish, but it's got a lot of doll dust on it. I haven't seen or touched it in a long time. So that's me. And then my time period is that I'm in a kind of like sex cave rave from the Matrix. So it's like maybe the future. Who knows what time it is, but we're all jumping up and down and we're not wearing shoes. That's me.
I like it.
Wow.
Yeah. Anybody else want to go?
Yeah. Fuck, I had one. One would be my first item would be a bottle of Lexapro.
Sponcon.
Because I need that. And then the second one would be a bottle of Wellbutrin to even it out.
Hey kids, get your very own pill away.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm sick of that. I don't have anything funnier than that. And then the country I'm from would be Spain.
Romero.
I'm a Spanish pill doll.
Yeah.
I actually do think my family is from Spain. I think that's where Romero comes from.
It's pronounced piff.
Now, did you pick a time period? Because that was.
Was that part of it?
Just Spain is the time period.
Spain is the time period. No, time period.
1492.
1492.
1491. Get me on that ship.
I'm applying for a job. Do you have any allergies? No, but I am severely depressed. But luckily for you,
It's you with 2 pill bottles and like lemons for scurvy.
Well, that's fun. Okay, so we got...
and I'd be the guy when they got to America, like, guys, you gotta stop this. What are you doing over here? But it would be completely ineffectual.
They shared turkey with us. This is not chill. Wait, that's not what that is.
That's not what that is at all.
That's a different historical anecdote. Never mind.
Same spirit.
Yeah.
So I was gonna cheat and have like a Mary Poppins bag that I could have everything in. But I think I'm gonna go with a magnifying mirror and a blackhead remover tool. And my doll skin will be made with little pores in it that you can extract.
Emma, you do have little pores.
Thank you,
my
Minda.
God.
She's trying to get
Thank
rebooked.
you. Minda's back.
She wants
Minda's
back
back.
on.
I'm forgiving you for this movie choice.
Minda's gunning for that fourth chair.
It follows.
So okay, we'll see about that.
Next month's theme is what's Minda want to watch?
And I think I'm gonna be from the 90s.
Oh yeah, which is
I'm a 90s woman.
oh nice. Which my fucking students say is vintage. We'll talk about it off the mic. These monsters, these youthful monsters. Oh, good. All right. What about you, Minda?
My doll, I guess for accessories, I would choose my dog and my cat. And I have giant
You
hair
can't
because
do that
I do.
because I thought about doing that, and they're living. You can have them too, but you need
Minda, follow Emma's gains rule.
that I didn't say out loud. No, you can use them. That's fine.
Your open invitation has been withdrawn though because we're all absolute ghouls. We're like, I don't know, I'm fucking depressed and I'm a conquistador and I'm in a fucking sex dungeon and you're like, I'm gonna be my two best friends, my dog and my cat. And we're like, wait, what?
Okay, well,
J'accuse.
to be fair, at first I was just gonna be like, I'm gonna bring my dog and my phone.
I thought about my phone as well as my
shade
dog.
for that cat.
But I do love my cat, so
Okay.
that's why. Okay, but
Your pets and your phone.
yes. But my timeline, or my time period, is that I live in Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase, so I can still be online.
Look, that's a real lawnmower woman over here. Is like trying to live in the internet. All right.
Fucking Johnny Mnemonic over here.
Well, we should. Well, you can. Is
Whatever,
American
1942, 1492 Spain.
1942. I was on the beaches of Normandy.
Hey, I'm on the Nina and the Pinta, eh? See? Is that more 20s? I don't
Put
know.
up your dukes, Mr. Columbus.
Is the American Doll store like Build-A-Bear, where we can go in and request
Yes.
these dolls be
So
made?
No, isn't it like
you can get your own doll now.
What?
Guys,
So-
we gotta get these dolls made.
like
and see if we can move them.
$300.
When I was
gotta
a
do it. It's
kid, you
worth
could
it.
just get the
GoFundMe.
like 4.
GoFundMe for the dolls.
And now they have like more than 4 that have books and like stories
Yeah.
about them. But you can have a like you doll made that looks like you, and I think is maybe life size. I don't know about that part.
life size to
That's
what
probably
age?
to like a child. So not us life size.
So like a child version of me.
Yeah.
We got
Don't mind
that
if I
photo.
do.
We got that photo of your sweet cheeks, your little hat.
My little Stetson.
So cute.
man.
The sheriff of West Orange, Texas.
I would straight up. I mean, people have done Patreons and GoFundMes for stupider things.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, let's just
I
pretend we have
don't want
cancer
it.
and get these dolls made.
Indiegogo,
Yeah.
get Wadad our own dolls.
I don't want a doll of myself.
Are
we have
you
to get-
fucking mental.
fully custom ones and then put them in a bench,
Yeah.
wait 70 years, get a ghost to lure somebody else to this
Mine's
bench.
got a little Velcro detachable dick. They're like, where's the dick
I
on?
don't know. He asked for it.
Is this dream come true? He said. That was
This one must be stupid.
weird. You like open a photo album and then there's a missing photo, but there's like a little felt penis, and then you gotta do the elaborate scavenger hunt to find out wherever I am.
Why is it felt?
Because isn't that what dolls are made of? I don't know.
American dolls-
Wait,
American girl dolls
hold
are
up,
like porcelain.
Minda, Emma, stop listening. Kyle, wait, your dick's felt, right? Your dick's felt? Your dick's made of felt?
Steven, no.
Ah!
I have a skin penis.
Skin Penis is
It's
the name of
just skin.
my industrial band.
Hello, we're skin penis.
All right, let's rate this bad boy. Does anybody
do
have
it.
anything, lingering thoughts or feelings about this before we jump into the rating?
Ugh. No.
One thing I did want to add just real quick. Fun fact.
Yeah.
The director of this movie, the last movie he made was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
That's right.
Yeah, J.A. Bayona is now like a Hollywood director.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like one for you, one for me.
But it's like
Yeah.
a weird choice because I think it's like, well, no, because I guess the one before that was a little indie thing. But yeah, it's like a weird choice because it's Jurassic World, but he also still somehow made it a haunted house movie.
There's still a creepy hand pulling back
Yeah.
a bed sheet.
Well, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's the last act of the
fucking
movie
bananas.
is like in a huge mansion, and
Yeah,
the
it's
dinosaurs
this,
like in the
basically.
mansion.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, go rent it. That's also what Jurassic Park is doing, where they get these people that seem like they've got like this indie promise and then give them way too much movie to do, and they do something that's either very good or very weird or very bad.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do these ratings. So, Minda, we're going to let you go last because you're the guest of honor. Kyle, why don't you go first?
Absolutely. Thumbs up, double thumbs up.
All right.
Honestly, I'm a level with you. Was not looking forward to watching this movie because I remembered not liking it the first time I saw it. But I think I also maybe wasn't paying close enough attention to it because I did see it like pretty soon after it came out. Yeah. And I was a fucking idiot who didn't know anything.
Well, also arguably, watching with people who are genuinely scared of it probably made it more fun.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, guys. For screaming your heads off.
For ruining 26 other movies, but finally
finding one. Yeah. Yeah, double thumbs up. I think it's like really good. Was this nominated for foreign language Oscar? Maybe? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But it has this sort of like prestige reputation that may or may not be earned. I think it works better if you don't have that kind of expectation to. If you're just like, I'm just going to watch a haunted house movie. It's totally effective in that regard.
Yeah.
And a great entry in the tradition of like Spanish language stuff from like Guillermo del Toro or any of those other guys. Scariness rating. Let's see here. I give it 4.5.
Hell yeah, dude.
Wow.
Out of 5.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like, you guys watched me. I wasn't super effective. Cool as a fucking cucumber. And on Lexapro Wellbutrin, so just totally numb.
Those drugs don't do that for everyone.
Yeah, different reactions. And then the scale, yowza. The scale would be 4.5 out of 5. Play dates at the orphanage grand opening party where I walk around shooting my little revolvers and get my tiny little cowboy hat on. Can we talk about that guy? That guy was crazy.
He's just an extra who was really committed.
Like a full adult man who he looked 50.
Yeah.
And he was walking around without a child just going clack, 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 clack with these little plastic revolvers. Wild.
I didn't realize it was a plastic revolver, and I didn't see it until they were like, "Oh, Tomas is missing." So I thought his reaction to finding out the kid was missing was
just to fire the gun.
Yeah,
no, that was his prop the whole time.
Yeah.
Did you do scary? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Emma, why don't you hit it?
While I get why it's good, I am very stressed right now, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down because it just scared me a lot. I thought the actor was great, the main actress.
Yeah, she was wonderful.
And I thought the little boy was great.
He was, yeah.
It was a compelling story. It was shot really cool. Hated it. Yeah, so thumbs down for me, just because, like, I mean, my stomach was kind of hurting anyway. I'm on antibiotics, and they really just mess up my digestive system, y'all. But then...
Stop eating all those Dippin' Dots.
Yeah. Well, I just want to poop ice cream. For scariness, I'm gonna give it a 5. I screamed so many times.
Sorry. Hell yeah.
It was really hard to use this bathroom.
God. Everybody's roasting my bathroom all the time.
Pretty normal, very clean bathroom.
Thank you,
God.
Minda.
There are too many hidey holes.
There's like so many points of entry.
Yeah, it's a very terrifying bathroom.
Yeah. There's like a fucking unmarked hatch above toilets.
It's just an entry space to get to the
plumbing,
HVAC.
yeah, okay. Or for a man to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna give it 5 poison blackberry breakfasts.
Cool. For me, thumbs up. I think I don't know really what my expectation was coming in. I'd heard of it, and I knew of the kind of like Guillermo del Toro hook, because that's sort of what was used to sell it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, in my head, I'm like, is it that one? Is it Orphan? No. Is it that one with Nicole Kidman? No. But it feels like maybe it's, it was just a jumble in my head. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we watched it. I think it was genuinely scary. Like I said, we we squealed so many times. I think it's going to be a slow burn on the reel because they're like, I don't think it was like as kind of like in the moment soul shattering the way that some of the things that the more difficult things that we've seen on the podcast have been. But for me, it was scary. You know, like I tend to stay up as a rule later than Claire. That's when the house gets kind of spooky, and all this shit will come flooding back in. So thanks for that. And I think for me it's a 4, because I mean 4's kind of high. I'm not going to justify that number. I'm just going to confidently declare it a 4. For Spanish language medical charts. I don't know. Whatever.
Very relaxing.
You know, because you're like, well, at least I know what my situation is. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up out of 2 thumbs.
Nice.
Very good movie. Very, like, fun movie to watch with y'all. And I would say out of scariness, 4.5 out of 5. Like, I don't think this movie is going to haunt me tonight, but I've also already seen it. And it may have been more effective if I was, like, looking at all the gore things, but I was definitely looking away during that. But I like the way that the scares were unexpected. Like, you couldn't really see things coming, and they weren't, like, cheap jump scares. So I'll give it 4.5 loose surprise jawbones out of 5.
And what's cool about this movie is there's 2 jawbones you could be talking about. Which one is? If you've seen it at home, you can make up your own mind. All right. Who wants to do some plugs? Babies, do you want to plug some stuff?
Yeah. We still have 1 Hour Till Air happening at Cold Town Theater Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. It's a late night talk show written in real time. Me, Emma, and Minda are all in that show as writers. Let's see. This show's coming out Tuesday.
The 29th.
Yeah. So Pendulum will always can plug.
Third 3 weeks away.
Third
3 or 4
Thursday.
weeks.
Third Thursday of every month at Cold Town at 10 p.m. Anybody got anything else?
No. No, I'm in those things too, so I'm good.
Minda, got any prayer circle shit popping off?
Yeah. Well, no, not actually. You can come watch Prayer Circle on the main stage after the Y'all We Asian main stage run.
Yes, of course.
Which is right after 1 Hour Till Air ends. And then also follow me on Twitter because I think I'm funny and I don't have enough followers.
What's that handle?
Not Minda.
Hell yeah.
Minda was already taken.
Did we just follow each other?
I think I follow you and you don't follow me.
Oh,
let's
get into it.
I followed you back.
No.
I'll try right now. I'm at Emma Holder. I'm at Emma Holder at Twitter, and I'm very good at it. I get how it works.
I mean, as long as we're plugging personal Twitters, I'm at Lots of Stevens. I got lots of hot tips about places to cry at work.
Have we ever plugged our personal accounts on the show?
No, we are shamelessly loyal to the show's brand.
Wild.
Kyle. It's Kyle Romero.
It's Kyle Romero on Twitter and Instagram. I'm consistent with that brand.
Yeah, Lots of Stevens. I'm on all networks. But, I mean, a real strong follow rec coming from me is We Deaf Afraid. Wait, what is that show called?
We are Deaf Afraid. Although We Deaf Afraid, honestly, is a better handle. We should have locked that down.
Fuck. We should go...
But no, we can't. We are Deaf Afraid.
Guys, if you're listening, don't park We Deaf Afraid.
Come on.
And start a
don't
fucking
try to
parody
hose
account.
all you fucking rat bastards that listen to this thing, always trying to get a buck. I know you.
And as always, like and subscribe and leave a review on iTunes.
Please.
It supposedly helps. That's all. Bye.
We love you so much.
I just followed you. And I just followed Steven.
Oh!